Hello, I'm Erik Mansager, and I've been asked to say a word or two or 5 minutes worth about what attendees might expect at our upcoming Adlerian conference, and to touch briefly on what is relevant about Adler and his psychology for our world today. So, what seems wholly relevant today, amidst a return to state-sponsored aggression, is that Adler was developing his theory before, during, and after World War I. In fact, it reached its mature state in the face of World War II. Also relevant to our Geneva venue is that in 1918, at the end of World War I, Adler visited Switzerland and made his first public presentation on a newly formulated construct, Gemeinschaftsgefühl, meaning roughly the feeling of community, a construct that for Adler measured mental health over the course of one's life. In this same period, Adler was writing about sufferers of war neuroses, the neuroses of those conducting and authorizing war, as well as the victims of shell shock and the like, and of the great destabilizing impact of war on children, no matter on which side of the conflict they found themselves. And Adler was developing and implementing effective therapeutic interventions in this regard. The solution to our insecurities, our deeply felt inferiorities, and to mental illnesses of all kind, he determined, was an increase in social interest, that feeling of connectedness with our fellow humans, our world, and even the cosmos. Could we find a way to join, collaborate, and overcome our mutual difficulties? Or would we blame personal and collective challenges on the other, and thereby justify conquering a people rather than joining forces with them to compensate for the mutual challenges we face? Adler's understanding of human nature, which will be demonstrated in great detail over the 2 days of the conference, is well suited for grasping the complexities of life today. Adler's theory matured with the experience of some 40 years of practice, giving rise to a philosophy and therapy that addresses the interconnected levels of human being, whether somatic issues, neurological, emotional, or social interactions, with holistic techniques that have shown to be effective. To name a few, relations among differing genders, partner conflicts and collaboration, infant care, child rearing for cooperative societies, educational interactions that invite students to feel they belong, have a place, and can grow together in knowledge of our world, dealing with criminal behavior as well as psychopathic manipulations, and focused strength-building techniques for the workplace, one's career path, in the social sphere of being and making true friendships, or in dealing with intimacy, those issues of devotion and trust. At the same time that Freud was developing his drive and aggression theory, Adler, Freud's colleague and collaborator, was developing his understanding of compensatory movement. Adler believed human aggression was related to feelings of inadequacy, feelings that all of us are born with and that usefully point the way to proper compensation, the movement from felt minus to a felt plus. However, in their amplified version, they are also at the root of greed, selfishness, and egocentrism of all sorts. Unlike Freud, Adler believed aggressive impulses could and ought to be prevented by means of democratic child guidance techniques. And if we're not early enough to prevent the egoism altogether, he believed children can be guided, constructing an overall meaning of life that emphasizes the good of all. The role of the parent, and later teachers, and if needed, counselors and therapists, is to assist children in developing such meaning as cooperation and being interested in others, rather than finding ultimate meaning in a mistaken self-focus. Self-focused meaning, Adler believed, is the outcome of a pampering attitude, one in which children come to feel entitled to an ease in life, which they experienced, or in having been neglected, they came to be hyper aware of in others. He pointed the way to developing a positive sense of the meaning of life, where we all benefit by looking to benefit all others. This is the reason we titled the conference, A Life Filled with Meaning. We are, after all, meaning-making beings. We experience life not as it is, but as we understand and misunderstand it to be. If the meaning of life for us includes respect for others and their security, our own security and place in life is all the better secured. I hope this overview will interest you and encourage you to join us on April 2nd and 3rd to learn more about Adler's therapy and perhaps how, whether parent, educator, or therapist, you can incorporate such thinking into your life and practice. Thank you. A bientôt.